Through visuals, I am showing very clearly the cosmic me is manifesting through me, which is in this body as me, and talking to all of you who are feeling the me in you. The me you are feeling in you, to that me, this me is talking. If you miss the visual and just get the verbal, you will miss the essence. That's why all those trolls, abusers, they take only the verbal. They don't show the visual. Because if they show the visual, then they know, then people will know that what I am talking is the greatest cosmic revelation. The greatest truth from the Vedas. The Shuddhadvaita Satya. When they don't want people to understand this great truth, they just pull only the verbal and words, and that also they distort it and cut and paste and misuse, abuse. Anyhow, forget about them. Let me talk to people who want to use me properly, for whom I am useful properly. Fifth force, reality. It's actually like a awakening, sudden awakening. Yes, the reality is Paramashiva. Anyone awakens to this truth, understands the larger life. Life is not this just 100 years you carry in your body. Life is not longevity. Longevity is not life. Be very clear. I saw the news article that Corona has reduced the average lifespan of the whole humanity by 2 years. Can you imagine? The average lifespan of the whole humanity is reduced by 2 years. It is not just only the people who suffered with Corona. Corona and all the side effects of Corona has reduced the whole life expectancy of the human beings on planet Earth by 2 years. Oh God, can you imagine? I was shocked when I read that. But the report is very authentic by the people who are doing sincere work, who have data, information, facts, and came to conclusion with in a very scientific method, in a very systematic way. Reality. Listen. Reality is beyond deep sleep, dream, waking state. It is just real. Just few days before, I saw real. I was walking in the streets of New York. Somebody told me this is the street Prabhupada used to do kirtan, and he used to walk in the streets and do kirtan. I immediately bent and touched that road and bowed down and put that dust on my head. I saw it is reality. So I know Very soon I'll be visiting New York, especially that same street I'll be walking and touching the road in which Prabhupada used to walk and have kirtan. Listen, reality is not deep sleep, dream state, waking state. It's beyond these three. I can say all these three are included in reality, but all these three does not complete reality. See, you can't say just the deep sleep, dream and waking state, all these three put together as reality, but in reality, these three are included. Understand this elaborately. If you walk through the Sankhya, the conscious cognition process, that's the exact translation I will provide for the word Sankhya. Sankhya is not mind building method, it is conscious cognition building method, conscious cognition conclusions building method. I'm trying to use more words to point the space. Actually, it's like a silver lining of the cloud. The silver lining defines the cloud because the cloud cannot be described or defined. I'm actually putting the silver lining, defining the silver lining, so through which you can understand the what I am trying to demonstrate, what I am trying to highlight. Only the silver lining can be explained, not the cloud itself. Same way, I am explaining the borders. So you will understand what I am trying to explain. I'll actually continue to answer your questions live. I'm seeing questions from Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Instagram, everywhere. The live questions. Ma Nitya Priya Premananda is asking, I sometimes have dreams about you. How to know if this is a dream or reality? Listen. This answer is for all of you. Listen. When you remember the dream back, do two things. Try to remember whether it was color dream or black and white. If you feel you are able to remember the colors of the dream, it's a vision. Second, try to remember what is the smell you felt at the time in the dream. If you are able to remember the smell, relive, re-experience the smell of me which you saw in the dream, which you experienced in the dream. Be very clear, it's my darshan. I have come to you. It's straight darshan. It's not dream. It's darshan. Because only through breath, you, me, Paramashiva, all of us are connected. Listen, the breathing, the prana which is going inside your body and coming out, and the prana which is going inside my body and coming out, is directly connected to the prana which is going into the Paramashiva's Divya Sarira and coming out. So prana of you, prana of me, prana of Paramashiva, all is connected. Like Sutre Manigana Iva, Krishna says in Gita, how in the pearl mala, necklace, the thread, center thread connects all the pearls, like this mala. Paramashiva, this Rudraksha, pearl, everything is connected by one center thread. Same way, the prana in you, the prana movement, the breathing happening in you, and the prana movement in me, breathing happening, inhaling and exhaling, and prana movement in Paramashiva, all three are directly connected. All three are one and the same. So, if you can remember, re-smell the smell you felt in the dream when I visited you, then be very clear, it's a darshan, not just dream. So this too is the scale. Try to see whether the dream you are able to recollect in multicolor, was that in color or black and white? Are you able to remember that smell or not? That's all. Mohit Gupcham Chandani is asking, Nithyanandam Swamiji, electrostatic force acts between opposite charged particles. Does this mean positive thoughts will attract negative thoughts? Listen very carefully. The so-called positive thoughts cannot exist without the so-called negative thoughts. Like that is why this positive thinking and all doesn't work. Life positivity only works. Positive thinking does not work. Life positivity is different from positive thinking. Be very clear. Positive thoughts and negative thoughts will always coexist. Life positivity is the foundation. That's a constant. If you study the electromagnetic forces laws, electrostatic forces laws, all the principles, the constant is life positivity. There is no life negativity for life positivity. But there is negative thought currents for positive thought currents. Both are centered on constant, which is life positivity. So please understand. When you feel you are a broken part, you will always be afraid of the other pieces. If you know there is a constant which is in you, how much ever you have self-doubt, self-hatred, it will not go beyond certain limit. See, there are some people, they know, I fight with my husband, I fight with my wife, but I will never go to the extent of divorcing, leaving them. So that is what I call, even for your negativity, there is a limit. Even for your negative thoughts, there is a limit. Even for your self-doubt, there is a limit. So that self-doubt will have a self-confidence. Self-confidence will generate sometimes self-doubt. But both finally is established on the self. When you know that self's quality, that is life positivity. Self-doubt or self-confidence is like a self-doubt is negative thoughts, self-confidence is positive thoughts, but self is constant. If you know the self is rooted in consciousness, it is like a constant rooted on infinity. The constant, the principle of constant, rooted on the principle of infinity. Understand? Any one of you do little research, spend 3 months on this one principle. Principle of constant established on the principle of infinity, you will get Nobel Prize. You will get Nobel Prize because you will be revealed the science of number, exactly the state Ramanujam experienced. What the Mahalakshmi, Rajagiri Tayar revealed to Ramanujam, that space I am revealing to all of you. Understand and study. Spend a little time on what is the principle of constant and what is the principle of infinity as per the modern day maths and as per the Western science. I am telling you, this is from the Eastern revelations, the Vedas. The constant, the principle of constant is self. It is established on principle of infinity, which is consciousness. Principle of infinity is consciousness. Principle of self is constant. The constant is established on infinity. If this clicks in you, you will master number. Whole universe is nothing but number. Whole universe is just number. Number is a living God. Whether human beings, siddhas, rishis, Devatas, all is just number. Number, that's all. You may be one, the code number for the human beings, like how the unique code. The number is there all over the world. Same way in the cosmos, there is a unique code. For human being, there is a code number. For Siddhas, there is a code number. For Devatas, there is a code number. Just understanding the number, you will have the revelation about the number. The moment constant is established on infinity clicks in you. Self is established on consciousness. Constant is established on infinity. Constant cannot exist unless it is established on infinity. Self cannot be self unless it is rooted, founded, sitting on consciousness. What Namagiri Tayar, Mahalakshmi Devi, revealed to Ramanujam, I am sharing with you all. Sri Shivanyana Swarupananda is asking, how does Shraddha relate to someone who has performed Maheshwara Puja for themselves? Shivanyana Swarupa, listen. All Hindus listen. If you have performed Maheshwara Puja for yourself, when you reach Kailasa after death, I will not let you be without food and water. I will not let you starve. But if your next generations don't give you Shraddha, you will not have social respect in Kailasa. You will not be treated properly in Mahakailasa because you did not take the collective integrity to keep the Kailasa Dharma, Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma alive on the planet Earth. You fellow need to be punished for the criminal negligence. Take responsibility for your next generation to keep practicing Sanatana Hindu Dharma. If you receive the Shraddha, that is the proof your next generations are practicing Hindus. If you don't get the parcel from Buloka, I will not let you starve. It's like in old age home, when you get gifts from your kids, how among the oldies you get little respect. Wow, still my son cares about me, still my daughter cares about me. I got a flower bouquet, I got a iPhone, I got a muffler. My granddaughter stitched some clothes for me and sent. How you feel the pride. Same way you will be respected in Kailasa if your 7th generation sends you Shraddha properly. I will not let you starve because you have done Maheshwara Puja to yourself, but you will not have the social respect if your next generations are not giving you the Shraddha. You have not taken the collective responsibility, then why should you enjoy the respect in Kailasa? Rot. I'll make the Chandala colony and you be in the Chandala colony in Kailasa. Irresponsible, criminally negligent. You will not be starved, but criminally negligent Chandalas did not bother to inspire, bring up the kids to live the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Just gave birth like a pig. Used the other body for sexual pleasure and gave birth, but did not take the responsibility to transmit this great cosmic science and bring them up, dumped them, then why should you have a respect in Kailasa? Be in Chandala colony, separately, criminally negligent Hindus will have a separate colony, separate place. Deepa Satish is asking, Swamiji, if a person did not marry and did not take sannyas also, then how to get Shraddha? Just rot. Either you should marry properly and keep that family tradition continue, or take sannyasa, and that sannyasa sampradaya continues, and sannyasa sampradaya does Maheshwara Puja regularly to all their ancestor sannyasis. For the sannyasis who were part of the sampradaya and left the body. So either one way you receive the Shraddha. If you have not done both, then rot. You have no liberation, you have no mukti, and you have no place in Pitruloka. Be in Batala, dark worlds, and rot. And don't try to use me or try to get any support from me for your criminally negligent lifestyle. Don't try to be like a neo-Hindu. Oh, Swamiji, please don't be so harsh and strong on us. You just tell us, give us some consolation. It's okay. You can chant Rama Rama 2 times. You can chant Krishna Krishna 3 times. You can chant Shiva Shiva 4 times. That is enough for your liberation. Actually, you don't even need to chant the second time Shiva or second time Rama. Just one Rama is enough for liberation. If you have that kind of an initiation and conscious reality. And when you don't have that conscious reality and initiation, don't try to use those statements to justify your criminal negligence. The shitty neo-Hindus using all the great Vedantic principles to justify their criminal intelligence and trying to teach me Hinduism. ஓரமா போய் விளையாடுங்கடா போக்கத்தை. Kela Browserd is asking, what if you don't have a children and you are the only Hindu in your family? Either get married and have children, bring them up as proper practicing Hindus, or take sannyas. So that sannyas sampradaya gives you the Maheshwara Puja forever. It's your responsibility you do any one of this. Sona Kamath is asking, is it important to know about our past lives? I tell you, unclutch deeply, you will know about your present life. Present life is nothing but the extension of the past life. So whatever you need to know about the past will be revealed to you. So you can build your future. That's all. Next question. Shachi Aranke is asking, beloved Swamiji, how do we know the difference between delusion, fantasy, positive visualization, Satya Sankalpa? Shachi, listen. Shachi, are you there? Listen. Delusion means just intensely packed negativity. Not even a ray of positive hope. Fantasy means a pendulum between this reality and greed. the extension of the reality you experience into the zone of greed, like a pendulum is oscillating between reality and greed, the end of the greed, end of the reality, the pendulum oscillating between these two is called fantasy. So maybe you can understand this word. See, the Jagrat state, waking state. That's what I meant by the word reality, not the conscious reality. Waking state and deep sleep state. The pendulum oscillating between these two is called fantasy. Then the third word you are asking, positive visualization. The pendulum oscillating between waking state and turiya is positive visualization. You are positively, consciously constructing it. When you try to visualize, you are with 25 heads, 75 eyes, 50 hands, Paramashiva. A positive visualization. It is like a pendulum oscillating between waking state and turiya state. So listen, pendulum oscillating between waking state and deep sleep is fantasy, and pendulum oscillating between waking state and turiya, conscious reality, that is positive visualization. Satya Sankalpa is more like powerful cognition. You just know this is it. This is it. Conclusive, powerful cognitions are Satya Sankalpa. That's all. This is the definition of these four words. So with this definition, you can see very clearly the difference. Mohit Gupchandani is asking, Swamiji, weak nuclear force is able to change the charges of particles via beta decay. Same way, when we meditate on powerful cognition, our thought current also changes immediately. Mohit Gupchandani, listen. When you actually unclutch not just your thought currents, your liver, your kidney, your intestine, the very elasticity and plasticity of your brain changes. Listen, youth means whose brain still retains the elasticity and plasticity for the new, exciting, enlightening life, intense life. Youth has nothing to do with based on your date of birth, year of birth. Youth means whose brain is plastic enough, elastic enough to manifest the grooves, to radiate enlightenment, excitement, intensity, joy, life positivity is youth. So when you unclutch, sit in unclutching, your liver changes, your intestine balances, the elasticity and plasticity of the brain, the ability of your brain to develop the new grooves changes. It's no more a dead, frozen stone. It's a living clay in which the new grooves can be formed. Youth is a person who can get inspired, who can get excited, who can really awaken himself for developing the grooves of enlightenment. Saranya is asking, Swamiji, as a mother, what can I give the best for my kid? Give e-Gurukul. Don't come back and try to tell me and negotiate me. Oh, my husband doesn't agree. My dad doesn't agree. My father's granddaughters, cousins, machan is angry with you and he doesn't accept you. Don't come back to me with all these shitty stories. This is the best you can give for your kid. If you can give, give. Otherwise, do what you want. Get ready for your Bangladeshi neighbors to come and enjoy your daughters. It is so sad. Even though Hindus lost the whole Akhanda Bharat, shrinking in such terrorizing speed in last 100 years. And still these fellows are, oh, Sanatana Hindu Dharma cannot be destroyed. It is Sanatana means eternal, jing jing, jung jung. And they are trying to console me. Hey. Shalini Viswanathan is asking, can girls give Pinda Darpana for parents and ancestors? Agama very clearly says girls have to give, not can girls give. I do not know about how this idea girls cannot do Shraddha or last rites got into the so-called Neo-Hinduism. There is enough agamic reference. Even the other day, Ma Achala and Pranapriya pulled out. I have a clear Shastra Pramana. Daughters, wife, sisters, girls, women can do last rites as per Agama. I'll upload that Shastra Pramana. I'll tell Ma Pranapriya and Achala to upload that Shastra Pramana. It is available. So be very clear. Women can do even the last rites like a cremation or keeping samadhi, all these last rites, and can give Pinda Darpana, Shraddha, should give. And how these Neo-Hindus have started believing this shit, women should not do last rites or women should not do Shraddha and Pinda. I don't know how this has happened. But original Agama says very clearly. We have Agama Pramana, Shastra Pramana. Women can do last rites, and should do Pindadarpana and Shraddha for ancestors and parents. These neo-Hindu intellectuals destroy the original Hinduism. Kim Ki Lee is asking, Swamiji, what exactly do you mean when you say to someone that you will remove their karmas? I just remove their karmas, that's all. Their past activities and the bad, negative sins they collected, the pain they created in others, comes on them as the karma. I just burn them away, that's all. All the effects of their past is burnt away. They are freed from the past and the influence of the past and sufferings of the past. That's all. Sharmila Rajendran, how to convert the fear energy to my advantage in everyday life? Simply decide to unclutch. Ferociously unclutch. Arrogantly unclutch. You see, how arrogantly you fight with your spouse, husband. How you don't give up. Same way, just don't give up to your fear. That's all. Treat your fear as your spouse. That's it. How you sit and plan even when he or she is not there. What all arguments you should throw when he comes back. When she comes back. See, you spend certain time fighting with your spouse. All the remaining times you spend in preparing mentally for the fight. Same way, don't give up. Don't bend in front of your fear. That's all. Treat it like your spouse. You will suddenly see the fear disappears and it loses power over you. That's it. Mayadas. What is the vrata which should be observed for Skanda Sashti to create collective integrity? For that 6 days, all of you who want to do Skanda Sashti vrata, gather in one place. Cook together. Have only one meal during the sunset. Whole day don't eat anything. Do Skanda Sashti Parayanam 36 times. Sit as a group from morning till evening. That 6 days take off. Whoever wants to do Skanda Sashti Vratam, all of you gather in one place. Stay in one place. Rent a place and stay in one place. From morning till evening. Do 36 times Skanda Sashti Vrata. Means Skanda Sashti Parayanam. Skanda Sashti Kavacham chanting. And evening, before the sunset, have only one meal. All of you cook together. Work together. Cook. Offer it to Subramanya. And eat before going to bed. Late night, do Rudrabhishekam. Listen. In Hindu tradition, in Agamas, doing Rudrabhishekam to Subramanya is tradition. Night is the time the third eye of the Paramashiva opened up for the Subramanya to manifest. So night time, do Rudrabhishekam. After the sunset, do the Rudrabhishekam to Subramanya. Ma Shuka Yoga is asking, girls can go to temples during menstrual time. No. Any temple gives as a rule in their patadi. See that the prana pratishta, whoever has done the prana pratishta of the deity, they make the patadi. If that temple's patadi does not allow women during the periods 3 days to come into the temple, you should not go. And if you ask me, I will tell not only you should not go to temple, even inside the home, you should isolate yourself. You can go to your personal puja room, like a Atmartha puja, you can do. You should do Atmartha puja. That is okay. But you can't go to the place where Parartha puja happens. If that pattadis ban you entering, so you should follow the pattadi of those temples. In the house also, you should take rest for the 3 days, should not do anything other than just isolating yourself, and people should serve you for the 3 days. Shachi Arange is asking, can women do Gayatri mantra, other Vedic mantras? Yes. You can do Gayatri and other Vedic mantras. And it will not lead to any hormonal imbalance or any problems. You can do. You can do, and we have enough references of Rishikas. Tons of reference. I have a long list, at least 100 Rishikas were there during the Vedic times, and in the Vedas itself, we have a reference of 100 Rishikas. Not just Maitri and Gargi. There's a big list. So enjoy Vedas. Saranya Tatpurusha Shivashakti is asking, give me spiritual name. Tatpurusha Shivashakti is a spiritual name for you. You took the Samaya Diksha, you got that spiritual name. If you want the spiritual name with Nithyananda, take sannyasa, I will give you. Without taking the responsibility, why are you trying to have the spiritual name? If you say, oh, I can't take a sannyasa, then just be happy with the spiritual name you got with the Samaya Diksha. That's all. Samaya Diksha people, be happy with the Samaya Diksha spiritual name. If you want a spiritual name with Nithyananda, come and become Adinavasi, take sannyasa, then I will give you the spiritual name. See, I do not expect anything from you. But if you commit, stand with that commitment. If not, it is Gurudroha. Because of your commitment, I build a collective integrity to save the humanity from delusions and sufferings and pralaya. You commit and become a part of the ship, and then suddenly you try to switch off the engine, saying, oh, no, I am going. I am not interested in fulfilling. Then it is crime. Not just criminal negligence, crime. See, if you don't commit at all, then it is just criminal negligence. If you commit and don't fulfill, it's a crime. So don't expect the higher things without committing and fulfilling. That's all.
अब देखो ये कैसे देखे पट्टी बंद कर आंखों पे हर बाधा हटा कर सब दूर दूर जो है कह जाएंगे कि सब देखते रह जाएंगे त्रिनेत्र जाग जागरण जो इसे कहते हैं, कथाओं में जो सुनने को मिलते हैं, कहने में जो लगे नहीं इतना आसान, just chill, इतना भी नहीं मुश्किल, बात बनेगी संपूर्ति जब साथ है तो आओ, एक दीक्षा की तो बात है सारी दुनिया में मगर एक ही इंसान, उप्स नॉट इंसान, ये है भगवान.
Om Ma Durgananda Nitya Durgananda is saying, I am part of your ship. Yes, Durgananda, I sincerely accept you. You are the one who never wavered from your commitment. You are a very chaste disciple. Very highly committed, not only committed and integrated and just waiting for my command. I know. And you are really real. And chaste disciple. True. Not hypocritical. Very true. And you are part of my ship. I'll call you to Kailasa soon. See, many people like Durgananda, I have not called them to Kailasa due to logistic reasons. But there are some other just hypocrites. Oh, I give myself to you, Swamiji. I want to cook Kanchipuram idli and feed you physically. Can you come, Swamiji? All of you come to Paramashiva Darshan, Devi Darshan and get answered. They will answer you.
देखो ये कैसे देखे पट्टी बंद कर आंखों पे, हर बाधा हटा कर सब दूर दूर जो है कह जाएंगे कि सब देखते रह जाएंगे. त्रिनेत्र जागरण जो इसे कहते हैं, कथाओं में जो सुनने को मिलते हैं, कहने में जो लगे नहीं इतना आसान, just chill, इतना भी नहीं मुश्किल, बात बनेगी संपूर्ति जब साथ है तो आओ, एक दीक्षा की तो बात है सारी दुनिया में मगर एक ही इंसान, उप्स नॉट इंसान, ये है भगवान. जय 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 नित्यानंदा, जय शिव शंकर नित्यानंदा.
Ma Durgananda, surely Kai will be with me. You and Kai both will be with me because he is connected to me. He is connected to me. Even in the parallel universe, he is connected to me. Don't worry. He may have a little mood swing here and there like a teenage kid, but he will come back and he will come with you to me and both of you will be with me. Don't have any fear or doubt about it. Just support him and inspire him and that's all. Yes, I think. Okay. So, my blessings. I'm planning for every day. Every day, one satsang, one Paramashiva darshan, one Parashakti darshan. 3 every day. That's the way I'm planning my schedule. Soon we'll start it. We'll start soon. And Kailasa has got now broadband internet permanently at multi-level. So we'll be able to do it. So with this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Paramadvaitam, Shuddhadvaita Saivam, the state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness and Kailasa of Paramashiva. Paramashivoham, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
power manifestation, raising our frequency, everything listening to us as we want. The science of power manifestation. The science of power manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas are the evidences to showcase how we can manifest the powers of Paramashiva, having the cognitive shift and understanding the deeper science of how we can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. The Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. The Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of the Aptas. They are the authority of Hinduism who manifest all the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of disciple, devotees, followers initiated by Bhagavan into the science of power manifestation. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Bhagavan Paramashiva has beautifully given us the greater science and all the scientific research in Avatar Shastra to make us understand the higher reality. We are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real. And each one of us can experience the Paramashiva space as our reality. The Shastra Pramana is from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.15.
Bhagavan tells about different level of mind conditioning. Let's go to the Shastra.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of mind reading is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.15. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyaswapadarsanam. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyaswapadarsanam.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says, when the individual mind is united to the core consciousness, every observable or objective phenomenon, and even the absence of the every objective phenomenon is directly experienced as a form of consciousness and appears its existential reality as it is. Bhagavan Paramashiva clearly says how the individual mind is united into the core of consciousness. As long as we are in the materialistic world, we are engaged with the outer world reality as our identity. When we lose something or lose somebody, we create a huge gap, huge space. That is exactly how the original space, who we are, when we are in the deep sleep, is the eternal, where the space is what we are. We are looking for the 70 years of a life that Bhagavan is saying again and again, which is a delusion which will just disappear in no time. And simply we are again in the birth and death cycle. Out of the 84 million species and 8 billion people, we have been the chosen one to be here to listen even to the greater science. We have attracted to the greater science, now coming here to the greatest possibility. If we do not take the higher steps of integrity with the Paramashiva space, we are going to lose out again and be into the birth and death cycle. The mind is having the birth and death cycle. And again, when the mind assumes itself, again and again, it is going to cause us into the delusion and we get into the suffering and pain and all the miseries. Again and again, living that nothing is happening in this world which is suffering, or it is not a big deal, all the suffering is for everybody. That is not true. The reason why we are here is to experience the eternal bliss. Everything that we need to experience, that we are a conscious being, we are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real, and that is how we are experiencing ourselves. Including the plants and animals, all of them go to the deep sleep every single day without boredom or tiredness. If you are having so much fun and everything is fine, then why do we sleep? Because we want to get rid of that fine space, but be in the Brahman, the Paramashiva space, at least few hours. We ourselves contradict ourselves if we say Paramashiva is not real, because who we are, the very existence that we are, is Paramashiva. And that is what we experience in the deep sleep. If we can experience that in the awakening state, the waking state, we become the awakened state. We become the consciousness. It's a science and it is still happening in us. It is not something as we have to experience. It is something we have to recognize ourselves in such a way that we understand the higher reality, who we are. Again and again, Bhagavan gives us the higher definition for us to understand and start living that cognition. Once we start living, we recognize more of it. Even in outer world, if you want to go into the moon, you get prepared for at least 20-30 years to experience the higher science and go into the moon, the gravitational force and all the force, that you do the whole experience living in the NASA and literally experiencing the higher reality. Same way Bhagavan says, once you are in the space of oneness with Paramashiva, continuously holding that you are consciousness, you are the spirit, you are the higher frequency, you're not just the matter, materialistic world. If you can understand that you are not just the matter, you will be experiencing the higher reality. We are much more subtle and subtler, and what we can experience is higher consciousness. That is what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and Vivekananda, all of them experience. Vivekananda first did not agree with Ramakrishna Paramahamsa that we are God. When he asked everybody, where is God? Show me God. We are the space. It is not somewhere else that we have to find. We are that. And we have to create a space for us, the weak nuclear force, for us to get the initiation of the strong nuclear force. If our nervous system or the mind is not capable to understand this reality, even Paramashiva comes and stand in front of us, we'll be asking for gold, not for Paramashiva, because we are in the materialistic world. And simply we understand and unclutch. The unclutched space is nothing but how you go into the deep sleep where nothing, no seer, no seen, nothing exists other than you. That I will simply merge into the Paramashiva space and you can experience the oneness. Bhagavan beautifully says, when somebody asks Bhagavan, what is that you experience or your identity is, he says very clearly, other than Arunagiri Yogeshwara, I don't know who I am. I have no identity of that. When Ramana Maharshi was asked the same question, he showed a barrel and said, that must be Ramana. And who he is Arunachala, he says. All of the great Mahatmas, saints, Paramamsas, again and again refer that Paramashiva is real. When you become empty, simply they can flow in you and you become free will. Whatever you want gets manifested as reality. And much more happens as your reality. When we are caught with the fear and greed and continuously fighting with the delusion in Maya matrix, either accepting or rejecting, we are getting clutched the whole thing. When we unclutch and create a space where there is nothing other than I exist, the Paramashiva space exists, you can experience the higher reality as consciousness. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana for us to understand how Raghavendra lived. Raghavendra's mutt, still in Vrindavan, you can go and hear the sound of his japas that is happening inside the Raghavendra mutt, where the Jiva Samadhi is, and still you can hear the chanting that he is doing. All these great Mahatma, Tyagaraja, every single day he was chanting the Ramanama 1 crore time, and all the time he spent was in chanting continuously. Ram Surat Kumar continuously chanting, Sharada Devi continuously chanting. These Ajapa Japa raises our frequency again and again, holding us into the higher cognition. Paramashiva is real. More and more when we align to the higher science, we experience the greater reality. When his guru, Sudindra, Tirtha, he goes and asks the deity, Vishnu deity, Krishna deity, who would be his next successor. And simply Venkatanada, which is Raghavendra's previous name, had come in the card that he placed in front of the deity. So he calls Venkatanada, who was married, to leave everything and to take sannyas. And when he took sannyas, simply he became the Raghavendra, the ultimate mission, what he came down for, manifesting as higher science. All these greater saints and rishis and munis come down as avatars to showcase what our possibility is and how we can be led into the superconscious space, and millions of them they liberate. If we align to that beautiful space, we are liberated from this birth and death and go beyond all this, taking sannyas or living as grahastha, committed to what Paramashiva says in simple integrity and simple obedience. As whatever Guru says, the Guru first tells him to get married and he gets married, and the Guru tells him to leave his child and his wife when they were completely in poverty and come and take sannyas. All this, whatever we have seen in many of the cases, is only the Guru knows when we are ready and when we are ripe for us to experience the fourth force into the consciousness as superconscious space, as ultimate reality. Just surrendering to Guru, taking Guruvak as your life, living as only Guru as your first priority and the only priority in your life, makes you experience the higher reality, why you came to planet Earth and why you're living the eternal life. You're going to be here eternal, and preparing for that is the oneness space. How in the outer world you need the currency, here in the eternal space, preparing yourself for the oneness space again and again to experience, to understand, to cognize the higher reality is the only purpose for us. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how each one in a village were able to manifest huge powers, just a simple integrity, and how we can experience the higher science, even one dimension of us. If we experience, we'll understand Paramashiva is real, and Paramashiva is reflecting in my brain as my consciousness as a reality.
Do not think he is a fake the moment you see him. Don't judge. He may be having one altered state of consciousness. There are millions, especially in Indian villages, who have one state of altered consciousness. Means they will be able to handle one extraordinary power. In Karnataka, there was an elderly man, his name was Kasagowda, means Mani Gowda, literally if you translate. His speciality was anybody having any fracture, pain, anything, he will just keep a 25 paise coin, India's 25 paise coin, which is like a less than 1 cent. Indian rupee itself now less than 1 cent, that is different, okay. Less than 1 cent, there is a penny, he used to keep the penny and put a band-aid, it will become alright. And the funny thing is when he will ask us only to bring the penny. Our own penny when we give, when he keeps on our skin, it will stick to the skin. If you keep, it won't stick. So I heard about him. And I had a devotee from Salem suffering with a hand pain for quite a number of years. I tried my best to heal him, maybe more than a month. Every day I'll heal him. I could not do. I could not heal. Then I thought it's something to do with bone fracture. I'm not able to do anything. Maybe I'll have to take him I'll have to tell him to go for allopathy. Just 2 days before I heard about this Kasagowda, I took him. He was living in just half an hour drive from our Bidhi ashram in a remote village. Per day, 10,000 people used to come to him. Please understand. He will not charge anything. Morning, around 4 o'clock, he will do his puja. He is a devotee of Kalabhairava. All the Gaudas in Karnataka are followers of Kalabhairava, Shiva's followers. So, he starts his puja for Kalabhairava. Then, he will come and sit in his seat and start. Around night, 11 o'clock only he will finish. No rest. He will only eat twice a day between seeing the patients. When I went there, I saw at least 10,000 people. It was not any special day, ordinary day. A villager. So, I stood in queue. But the moment he came to know that I have come, he received me and took me to his place. And then I told him I came for this devotee only. Then I just wanted to see also what he does. Then he asked the devotee to give a coin, and the devotee whom I took, he gave the coin, and he took the coin and just looked. I could see by his look the coin has melted. Just coin is melted. It is not completely melted and poured out, but the process happened in the coin. I can see it has become liquid. I put the coin on the place where the devotee had a pain, put a bandage, over. In 2 days, pain vanished. What I could not do for 1 month, this old man who has neither intellectual idea about enlightenment nor the smell of enlightenment, he finished it in 2 days. 2 days means to heal it took 2 days, but the whole process did not take more than 2 minutes. He had to spend 2 minutes with me because I'm a VIP to receive me. Otherwise, he has done it. Just last year he passed away. He left the body. He became very old and he passed away. I know for sure he was able to put himself in an altered state of consciousness, not enlightenment, but certain altered state of consciousness from where he is able to express that energy. So I told him, do not think I am the only person. Maybe more number of expressions are happening through this body. That's all. There's no such thing as monopoly in the field of mystery and spiritual powers.
So beautiful. You saw how Bhagavan was saying how a villager could manifest powers of Paramashiva just by in the space of oneness. They can experience the greatest reality. Here you can see one of the child playing with the cards and arranging the cards as per seeing how the other person has done it. All these great signs we can experience once we know that Paramashiva is showing all this for us to make us understand that Paramashiva is real and he is reflecting in us as superconscious space. Now you can have some cards or you can have some partner who can show you the cards which you can arrange exactly like how the partner has arranged. Or if you don't have anybody, you can arrange after you blindfold and arrange the same way, have 2 sets of them and arrange it same way and see how you got it just the correct series, or the starting is correct or the end is correct. Whatever you experience, you can make 10 shapes and just write it in a piece of paper and arrange it without seeing it, and tie your eye bands and arrange it first and have another set arrange exactly the same way. If you don't have anybody, just do third eye of seeing the shapes and marking it. If you have a partner, ask them to arrange shapes in the cards, and if you can arrange the same thing in a different color or different series, that will be really good. If it matches exactly 5 cards in a row, then you have manifested the powers. If you've just got the experience and experience the Kundalini energy, you have started manifesting powers of Paramashiva. More and more start recognizing you can manifest anything you want as your reality. That is all we need to cognize. Somewhere we have not been able to cognize that we can manifest whatever we want as reality. As a child, we did that. That's why we started walking, talking, which is much more complicated. But now we have only thought that what we did is only thing we can do. If we can understand Paramashiva is here to make us understand that everything is a possibility in the next space. Like Bhagavan says, when your thought goes to zero, you can see your present, past, future, everything very clearly, that you can manifest whatever you want as your reality. And everything aligns to what you want. Prahlada, 5-year-old child, just pointing to a pillar, he made an avatar happen. So it's that simple, that you have to recognize yourself that you are Paramashiva, you are manifesting everything that exists, and you can manifest whatever you want, you believe as your reality very strongly inside you. Hold that powerful space. Now sit straight with the head, neck and spine in a straight line. Let's get into the deep Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Visualize Paramashiva, Parashakti in your third eye. Sit with all the Ayuda in your hand, 50 hands, 75 eyes, and 50 heads, you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva. 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands, you can experience the oneness with Paramashiva, and you can start manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Unclutch from everything that you know. How you get into the deep sleep? Exactly, just unclutch by chanting the Mahavakya again and again from your navel center and deeply entangling with a deep listening. The chanting and listening to your chanting is the key for manifestation. The more you chant the Mahavakya, your frequency is raised. More you are in listening, your thoughts have to be in zero. Either we are in listening or thoughts have to happen. More you're listening again and again deeply to your chanting, you will simply experience the oneness and manifest the powers of Paramashiva. So let's start chanting and arranging the cards. You can do many times to experience how Paramashiva is giving you these small exercises to make you realize the ultimate truth that you are Paramashiva. Let's start chanting and surrender yourself completely into Paramashiva's space. Let us get absorbed by Paramashiva, merge into Paramashiva in deep gratitude and surrender. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya with a deep listening to manifest the power of mind reading, arranging the cards.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Beautifully, whatever you have experienced, go ahead and verify it is correctly in the same order that you have kept the cards, and authentically take a picture whatever you see. And if your partner can show and you can take a picture of that, that's beautiful, or they can send a picture. You can share it with the world at the end. Now we'll have one more cycle. Surrender completely. You are the Brahmanya Bahuputratam. You are the chosen one of the cosmos. Bhagavan says you are the chosen inheritant of the cosmos. That means you are the Paramashiva space who can manifest all the powers of Paramashiva, and he himself is in the courtyard waiting to see you, to create that space so that he can flow in you as Paramashiva, as consciousness. What we perceive is only the materialistic world. Get into the deep Nirvikalpa Samadhi, experiencing the oneness in your heart. Continuously hold Paramashiva in your inner space, and simply you can see your heart melting and experiencing the higher nectar, the Amrita, Bhagavan says, as your reality, manifesting all this and much more. Even a glimpse of the power, the thoughtless space, simply will take you to higher reality. Just a glimpse, few seconds, that's what Bhagavan says. In few seconds it happens. How much time it takes when somebody calls your name, that's all it takes for manifesting a power. You can simply get into that beautiful space by just chanting the Mahavakya with deep listening. We'll have one more cycle for a few more minutes. Put away your gadgets and we'll arrange the card again and manifest the power of mind reading.
Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the power in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
So beautiful. Whatever you have experienced, please share that in tinyurl.com/powermanifestation. Do it authentically, and all the sharing that Paramashiva is showing you is like how you take a tablet, it solves big problems. Same way, the small exercise that Bhagavan is giving, when we integrate ourselves to the detox program and all these Paramashiva yoga, Paramashiva puja, Paramashiva power manifestation, satsang, every single day like Balasans, we will raise into that superconscious space. More and more we are engraved in Paramashiva space, more it becomes reality. How much we are engraved into all the sufferings and all other outer world beliefs. Now, if we are more and more into Paramashiva space, we will be experiencing Paramashiva as reality. So please go ahead, share this and cause others to come and experience Paramashiva as real, and to Bhagavan Satsang and all these great signs he's showering on everyone. And it takes only 5 minutes to post in your social media and share it with your friends and families, thanking Bhagavan for all this and making our life more and more blissful. Surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation to Bhagavan's lotus feet deeply, with a deep earning Paramashiva in my thought, word, and action, Paramashiva as my reality, holding that as a powerful cognition. Let's end this session with a Purna Mantra, thanking all of you in all the social media, collective integrity, collective consciousness to manifest the higher reality. So let's surrender to Bhagavan in deep gratitude and deep earning Paramashiva is real as our cognition, and chant the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you so much. See you in the next session after darshan or satsang in Kailash Kotyard manifesting power session. Nithyanandam.